Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Bertin. I'm a developmental pediatrician, and Mindful asked me to just post a short video offering some perspective about resilience and mindfulness for healthcare providers during these really challenging times. Um, and I really considered a lot before I even got on. I want to make sure to stay respectful of all the really difficult work being out there and not suggest that any single practice is going to change the fact that we're all living under immense stress and anxiety right now. And of course, that's not the intention of mindfulness. The intention is more to help us develop the skills that help navigate through times just like this. Really, I think one of the most important things for us all to consider is that when we're knocked off balance, when our routines are uh, sort of knocked askew, like everything going on right now, we often lose touch with those small things or the bigger things that help keep us resilient. And for a stretch of time like this, it's one thing to push ourselves past our maximum when we're going to be going full bore for a few days. It's another thing entirely when we might have to sustain it for a longer stretch of time. So things like exercise, sleep, connecting with friends, we really want to prioritize that. One of the things I know I've done in the last couple of weeks is a really close friend of mine, a colleague who I typically talk with regularly, but not daily. We're really aiming to talk every day for a while. So things like that matter. And I was considering as well, from a point of view of mindfulness practice, what would actually be useful and valuable right now. There's so many different types of practices and concepts we can talk about, but I think maybe the most valuable thing is something brief. I want to keep this video brief as well for the same reason, and something that has to do with settling. In moments like this, our minds can become really exhausted and overwhelmed, and stressful thoughts lead to more stressful thoughts, and we get caught up in fear, and we get caught up in anxiety, and we're tired, and it just creates a mental state that has a lot of chaos to it, a lot of repetitiveness sometimes. Our thoughts get caught up in future, past, rumination. Um, and there's real value in that moment to just coming back to a mindfulness practice that helps us settle, that just helps us get out of all that thinking for a moment, get out of all that doing for a moment, and in a very practical and straightforward way, try to settle down again and maybe give ourselves a little rest or see a situation with a little different clarity. So I thought I would just start with a breathing practice, although what I want to add to it is a counting practice, because I think quite often we need something a little more direct like that during times when we're feeling really unsettled and really off. So what I'd like everyone to do, and I'll just do this for a minute or two, and then you can either use it in the moment during your day or set yourself a timer and do it for 5 or 10 minutes, whatever you can carve out. But what I'd like you all to do is find yourself a comfortable posture, or you can do this standing. It doesn't matter specifically. Just find yourself a place you can be still for just a moment, and then lower your gaze. Shut your eyes if that's appropriate and you're comfortable with it. And as you're doing that, you can begin to recognize that there's a physical motion with each breath. And for anyone unfamiliar with the practice, we use that sensation of breathing not because we're trying to do anything with our breath, but really just because it's there. It's very concrete and not wherever else your attention's gone. So it's an anchor for your awareness. And your thoughts will continue. So recognizing that, recognizing your mind getting caught up each time it does, come back each time you're aware of that distraction to the next breath again. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you like, you can count your breath. Counting up to 7 breaths. And then if you find your way to 7, starting over with number 1. So breathing in 1, breathing out 1, breathing in 2, and breathing out 2. And if you lose touch with the counting, that's fine too, just starting over wherever you last remember. For these few moments of practice, there's nothing to do, nothing to fix. And letting go of any sense of striving or trying to make yourself feel any different than you do. Just breathing in and breathing out. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, bring your awareness back to our virtual session here for just a moment, and realizing that a practice like that isn't meant to make you feel anything in particular. It's just an opportunity to carve out a few moments for yourself to just bring yourself back from all the different places your mind has gone through the day. That's normal. It happens to all of us. And hopefully a practice like that can become something intuitive that just is available to you as you practice it, so that it might be something you can do if you're fortunate enough for a longer stretch of time once a day. Certainly the bigger premise with mindfulness practice is that by practicing regularly, over time, it becomes part of our life. We develop almost a trait where we can fall back on it in moments of stress, whatever those different skills are for each of us individually. But that practice in particular is also something you can use multiple times during the day, no matter how busy your day is. Taking 7 breaths, or you can do 15 breaths, can just be a way to catch a moment and just bring your awareness back. Just let your brain settle for just a minute. Just give yourself a little rest. Even in the most busy day, 15 breaths usually takes about a minute. So I hope people find that useful. My understanding is there'll be more videos following that we can, explore different related topics. But certainly we all appreciate all the work being done, and hope everyone can stay healthy and as strong as possible during these upcoming weeks. Thank you so much.